Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much again for joining me here. Hope you're having a phenomenal day. Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, whatever works best for you. Happy holidays, rather. I won't be available tomorrow, so I'm just kind of throwing it out there early today. Be obviously taking the day off for the event, spend time with my family. Hope you can do the same. Quick congrats to our community here for some awesome profits with our WIF trade here. We took a WIF long on Sunday, 34%. Pepe as well, 34% there. And of course, Bitcoin got a good 36% there in the last 12 hours. So 3 out of our 4 long position trades are in profits. The other one obviously actually still is in profit, just hasn't secured just yet with our first target. Now, when it comes to if I get the question a lot, how much further up is it going to go? Like, what are the key level resistances? Where are we at there? So that's what we're going to look at here. We're going to start with liquidation too, because it really helps us get perspective on where things are at. Half the reason why I felt comfortable and confident taking a long position on Sunday, which was technically a higher risk trade. So if you're part of our community, you saw the disclaimer. Be very careful taking these trades, low position size, low leverage, just to be on the safe side. Because again, when it comes to these kind of trades, not meme coin specifically, but just when you don't have full confirmation, you want to be careful. But the reason why there was a lot of confirming factors here with this coin is because it was proving to be moving very consistent upwards when Bitcoin is going sideways and down. In other words, when you trade altcoins, you can find and identify coins that are outperforming Bitcoin pretty easily if you look at and can kind of compare the charts. Now, again, that's not the only reason to take a trade. There was a few other things, and I'll explain why here in a little bit that we're complementing, but that was basically the foundation of taking those higher risk trades, which I don't generally do. But again, altcoins really felt like they were bottoming out yesterday. Most of them kept going sideways and up a little bit when Bitcoin is going sideways and down. And with that double bottom on Bitcoin, we took a long at what, 92.5. Perfect little situation there. Now we're dealing with a potential cup and handle play out. So again, cool stuff there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back end liquidation data and go from there. And just really quick, thank you again so much for being an awesome part of my life, liking the videos and commenting below. We got a really cool support community here, so really appreciate y'all. Thanks again so much. So let's take a look here and see. So we got this, obviously this local range here. There's about, there's almost about $1 billion worth of liquidation between 212 and 225, but it gets really heavy here in the 240 to 230 range. So if the price does come up closer to 220, it would seem sensible that we're going to get a surge up to 240 as a likely next leg up, just based on the simple fact that liquidation is a very real thing. Market makers know that, and they set a lot of small, large position-sized limit orders to push the price in that direction. Once you get everybody to try to short the resistance, they push just a little bit further, okay? So to try not to short right there at that level, even though it seems sensible to do, there's a lot of reasons why that could be a bad idea. However, when it comes to long positions, we have more longs than shorts in the market right now. This has been pretty consistent. This is another thing that was fairly present there as well for us, when we could see a lot of people were taking longs on this coin when Bitcoin was more short heavy, okay? Bitcoin's short delta was too high, it had to come back up, or down rather, price going up, and in turn we saw WIF continue to surge past its local high. So good thing is, when we kind of took the trade, I like to dollar cost average into our trades, or more importantly, average in rather. It's not necessarily dollar cost average if it's not spot, but with our leverage trades, I usually pick 2 or 3 entries and consider averaging in. Take a look here though. This was our second entry, it would have been our third entry rather, at this low 185, 189 mark. We never quite got there, but that's where most people are hedged here. We have the most amount of longs at 190. So heaven forbid the price comes back down to 190 range. We got a lot of support there with people averaging out there. We can also see that point of control here reflected on the charts. Okay, it's good stuff there. A lot of support. Very important to recognize that. So what does that mean for us? Well, we have pretty much a very large double bottom here. Further upside potential for WIF is pretty high. This is something that I've been adding to my spot bag as we entered the $2 range. So I'm pretty averaged out at like the low 220 range. So I'm currently in the red on my spot bag for my local buys. Previous, you averaged it out still in the green. But what I'm getting at is that this coin is a good coin to consider dollar cost averaging into on a spot long, just because it has tremendous potential. I've got a few, like my web developer, he's actually part of this community, and there's a lot of good stuff going on. So I'm not really a meme coin guy, but I can tell you this coin has tremendous potential. So I do think that once we get back on track, we'll see it start to rally. Having said that, we zoom out here. Again, this is kind of a macro perspective. This is just kind of looking at the last few months. We can see a lot of people are pretty heavy below the price, like 150, 160. Okay. And as you zoom in, that'll change, of course. We'll probably see somewhere in the range of the upper $2 to $3 range right there at about 305. Okay. So again, just kind of highlighting that for you. That doesn't mean a ton, or it's not super relevant, but it will matter when we get there. So just know that $3 range probably going to be a resistance for us later. We're over 50, under 50 on the RSI, generally considered as a bearish sign, but we saw this perfect bounce off 30 on the RSI. Again, another confirming factor to take along, with money flow index being right there at 20. So you see an RSI at 30 and MFI at 20, folks. It's 9 times out of 10 going to bounce from there. It's not necessarily something you just take to the moon or you hold on forever, but it is something you want to consider, trying to take a long position with, especially when you double bottom off of a macro low, which is again that low, the upper $1, very low $2 range. All that being said, though, this isn't like the strongest macro time frame. Please understand we're under a lot of resistances, still not out of the woods yet, but I think a short-term play makes sense, and the price action is more likely to go up than down, pending Bitcoin doesn't take a nosedive here soon. Because again, unfortunately, the price action pulled back pretty hard for this lately when we went from like the 100 to 90K range. So just know that this coin isn't in perfect shape just yet. If we take a look here though at the SMAs, we're over the 20-day SMA, pretty good trend setter, kind of just letting us know that we've broken this descending trend finally, and that we can start to consider long positions. And generally speaking, when you take a long position or you want to take one, you want to look for higher highs and higher lows to ensure that you're moving in the right direction with the trend. We're tentatively doing that for now. So we are seeing some smaller time frame, staircase patterns where the price just continues to step up. That's very good. You generally want to take longs into that. Now, keep in mind we got a lot of resistance above us with the other moving averages there. We look at the RSI here, we're barely over 50. Okay, being over 50 is a good sign. It means we are breaking somewhat bullish in the smaller time frame, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we're on track. Okay, but most of the indicators here, minus the SMAs, are indicating further upside is higher. Okay, hourly time frame, Ichimoku cloud confirming also. Fantastic stuff here. We are now officially over the cloud. This is like a perfect situation for taking a long. And what I mean by that is with the lagging span being free and clear of the price action, that's generally letting you know that we've broken free from any type of local highs. We can also identify that the conversion line being over the baseline is a very strong momentous indicator, and just remaining above the cloud, closing for 3 or 4 hours above that is super, super important. So we could very well see this local high here work as a new low, and the price may consider taking off from here. We're seeing a lot of cup and handle patterns playing out right now. Bitcoin is starting to work itself into one. While this is a very premature, I don't want you to trade based on patterns alone. Bitcoin has a lot of reasons why it's going to probably consolidate a little bit and leg up after it retests the 97K range. If that happens, I think WIF is very, very much poised and ready to rock and roll moving forward. So what I'll do here is I'll post a playout chart on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord to get you a little bit more specifics for this range. My fib levels are macro, so 225 is that rough estimate for the next key level resistance. So if you do consider securing profits, just below 225 is appropriate. And then of course, big picture, $3 is that resistance range. We're a long ways from that, but just know that's a thing. Either way, I do post playout charts on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord regularly. It's all available for you there. But I do hope you learned something here today. Thank you again so much for being an awesome part of my life. Make sure you check out Bitunix too, folks. Link down below, $12,000 deposit bonus this month. It's an excellent opportunity. And next month, we'll probably have another trading competition. What was it? We had $60,000 prize pool last month spread across the top 20 traders. Easy money, folks. All you got to do is use my link to register. It's really cool. But you're going to actually end up loving them. Our community's been using them for over a year now, and they are phenomenal. They keep adding really cool coins, too, that we can trade. So if you got any requests, feel free to reach out. Hope you have a good rest of your day. We'll look forward to the next one. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.